Hello, Internet. Please forgive this video for being somewhat off the cuff and maybe a little less visually oriented than usual. But I wanted to let you guys know about some breaking news that's going on in the auto industry today, and that is the tsunami of news coming out of General Motors. News broke early on Monday that GM will be closing or scaling back production at 5 plants throughout North America in a bid to stay profitable, and that the downsizing could affect up to some 6,000 workers in the US, Mexico, and Canada. But what I also wanted to let you guys know about was the cars that those plants produced, and of those cars, 6 are being canceled from GM's lineup altogether. So I thought we'd go through the list and briefly discuss each one. We'll start out with Chevrolet and its small sedan, the Cruze. Starting at $18,000, the car originally hit the scene with good reviews and even received a styling refresh in the last year. And in the first 3 quarters of 2018, the Cruze has sold some 110,000 units, which aren't terrible sales figures. However, sales of the car were never enough to dethrone more popular models like the Civic or the Corolla, and sales are down for the year. And that's why it's on the chopping block. Which brings us to number 2 on the list, and the second Chevrolet, and that is the Chevrolet Impala. And once again, despite it being a generally well-accepted car when it was first introduced in 2014, and even receiving glowing reviews from big names like Consumer Reports earlier this year, it is one of Chevrolet's worst-selling vehicles, and therefore, it's on the way out as well. And that'll bring us to the number 3 on the list, and the last Chevy on the list to get the axe. And that is the Volt. There are a lot of mixed reviews about this car, and despite it being one of the most efficient hybrids on the market, it's fairly unpopular, and it appears most people would rather save up and get in line for a Tesla. The Volt sales have fallen by some 14% over this time last year, however. Alright, so the 4th car is also the only Buick to make the list, and that is the Buick LaCrosse. This one came as kind of a surprise to me, as these cars are huge in China, where they even make long wheelbase versions for upscale Chinese executives. And we even reported on recent spy shots of an updated 2019 or possible 2020 refresh for the vehicle. However, it is possible that GM will continue to produce and sell the car outside of the US. And now on to Cadillac, and the car you all knew had it coming sooner or later anyway, and that is the XTS. Though it is worth noting that this is the only car that GM is canceling, with its sales actually being up from last year, thanks mostly to a recent update. The car has been around for some years though, and was thought to be on its way out, especially since automotive journalists were previously pretty certain of it being replaced by an upcoming CT7. However, that's actually now looking less and less likely as we move on to the last car on the list, and the real surprise out of all this, and that is the CT6. That's right, despite only making its initial debut in 2016 and being the only car in the lineup using the recently developed Cadillac exclusive V8, the Blackwing, and the only car designed to incorporate GM's impressive Super Cruise semi-autonomous driving system, it's getting the axe as well, as in the first 3 quarters of 2018, the Cadillac has only sold some 7,000 units. So, GM is coming pretty close to pulling a Ford on us after all, as with the exception of dedicated hybrids and EVs, what does that really leave us as far as cars from General Motors? The Chevy Camaro? The Buick Regal? I really can't think of much else. Anyway, if you're new to this channel and you'd like to keep up to date on what's going on out there in the auto industry, be sure to check back, as I have a regular series for updating you on what's going on out there. Thanks everyone, I'll keep you updated as things develop. I'm out.